The ultra unhinged question, side chicks and side dudes of the world, why and how did you become one? Okay, welcome to the moral gray area. Ask Reddit, but every answer gets worse. She told me she was in an open relationship. I thought, cool, modern, progressive. Turns out it was only open on her side. Her boyfriend did not know about the open door policy. Or me. Or the three other guys. I found out when he added me to a group chat titled Victims of Brenda. Oh, you sweet, progressive summer child. You thought you were being modern and open-minded. You weren't in an open relationship, my friend. You were an unwitting cast member in the Brenda cinematic universe. She didn't have an open door policy. She had a revolving door of poor bastards who thought they were special. That group chat wasn't a tragedy. It was a support group. Welcome. Your first meeting is on Tuesday. He told me he had an identical twin brother who was the one in a long-term relationship. I was dating the single twin. I believed this for 3 months. I only figured it out when I saw his twins' wedding photos on Facebook, and the bride was the same girl I kept seeing him with. There is no twin! The evil twin. The oldest trick in the soap opera handbook. I can't believe this still works. This man didn't just lie to you. He created an entire fictional human being to facilitate his own bullshit. The sheer unmitigated audacity. He probably had a whole backstory for the fake twin, like he was an astronaut or a deep-sea welder. This isn't just cheating. This is a one-man improv show where your heart was the unwilling audience. The evil twin wasn't his brother, it was his own goddamn audacity! I became the other woman because her husband was in a coma. She argued that technically he wasn't conscious, so he couldn't object. Our first date was in the hospital cafeteria. She said if he ever woke up, we'd have to stop. I felt like I was in a moral dilemma written by a malfunctioning AI.
A coma technicality? This is some next-level sociopathic logic-based evil. She didn't see a tragedy. She saw a loophole in the social contract. He can't object. That's not a justification. That's the argument a Terminator makes before it rips out your spine. You weren't a side piece. You were a placeholder. A human contingency plan pending the reboot of her husband's central nervous system. This is the most romantic and simultaneously the most horrifying episode of Black Mirror ever.
I was his side dude. His main girlfriend was the ghost of a Victorian woman named Serafina, who he claimed haunted his apartment. He would buy her gifts, talk to her, and leave an empty space for her on the couch. He told me I was the only living person he truly connected with. I was the side piece to a ghost. You were the side piece to a ghost? This is incredible! You weren't just competing with a memory, you were competing with a literal spectral entity. Did you have to wait your turn? Did the ghost get weekends and you got weeknights? What happens if Serafina gets jealous? You're not just risking a breakup, you're risking getting your soul dragged to the nether realm. This isn't a love triangle, this is a goddamn episode of Supernatural! And you're the disposable side character who dies in the first 10 minutes! He finally invited me over. Said I had to meet his family. I walked in, and there at the dinner table was his wife, Barbara, and their 2 kids. They were all department store mannequins. introduced me as Daddy's special friend from work and asked me to pass the salt to his plastic son, Timmy. He wanted me to have dinner with his family of plastic people. No. A family of mannequins. He wasn't just introducing you to his family, he was auditioning you for a role in his own private plastic suburban psychodrama. You walked into a living dollhouse. Barbara, the wife, Timmy, the son, they're not just mannequins, they're the silent judging audience to his descent into madness. And he asked you to pass the salt to a plastic boy named Timmy. This isn't a red flag. This isn't a side piece story. This is the beginning of a horror movie where you are the next addition to the collection. Now I need to know, what is the most insane "it's not cheating if" excuse you've ever heard? Let the Council of Chaos judge in the comments below and subscribe before the alligators take over.